Hi Sarah, welcome to your free website review video. Thanks for requesting one. So the first thing we do is check the mobile page speed and basically check how the site loads for a first time visitor. Obviously this is really important because the industry average is showing that over 60% of websites are not loading quick enough, especially ones that are based on WordPress, which yours is. So that's the first thing we do. You can test this out for yourself as well. If you go to testmysite.withgoogle.com, enter your domain, and you can get your free report there. I've already run the test on the site. It's coming up as it loads in 8 seconds on a 3G connection on mobile. Obviously, it probably does load a lot quicker if someone's connected to Wi-Fi and they're on a laptop. But over 65% of people now, when they're searching for services and on the internet and products, obviously, then they're finding websites on the mobile phone and then they're clicking through to the website. And if it doesn't load within 5 seconds, Google estimate that you're probably losing around 28% of the traffic that you may be generating to the site, which is obviously not. It's not good. And with a few little fixes in the background of WordPress, we're able to get this down to 3 seconds quite easily. So I'll just show you the industry averages for basically all websites. And as you can see, industry comparison, 3 seconds is excellent. You should be aiming for definitely under 5 seconds. Because what happens is we're just such a time-sensitive generation now that when we're searching for products and services, if we've not found the right website within 5 seconds, or if it's not loaded, they will click off. 30% of your visitors, or 28%, will be clicking off the site, and we can actually prove that even more by looking at your analytics and looking at your bounce rates, and not just on the home page, but on obviously the internal pages as well. This video only covers the home page because obviously it's a free video. But when we do a full speed review on the website, if you want that doing, it's only £15. So that gives us an indicator. We basically test every single page on the website and improve every single page of the website. So as you can see, it's not an expensive item to get corrected on the website. And it's probably one of the first things I would do. Because obviously, the rest of the things we talk about in this video are all well and good, but if obviously we're losing 30% of the visitors from the get-off, then obviously, that's not ideal. So hopefully, you can look into that yourself. If you need any help with that, please let me know. The next thing, so I've looked at the developer mode in the browser for your website. And without giving too much away, because people, what they've been doing with this video is they've been forwarding it on to their developers, and they've been using kind of my information to then go and learn, the techniques that I talk about in this video if they're not familiar with them. Any good web designer really should have already addressed these issues, to be honest. They shouldn't have allowed this website to go live with an 8 seconds load speed, and that's the difference between kind of a web agency that, obviously your website looks very nice, and it flows nice, it's the sections are in the correct place. I would probably design a website similar to this structure, and there's a lot of calls to action, there's a lot of, I like the fact that they can scroll down, and the reason obviously why we design sites like this now is obviously because on mobile they flow very nicely too. So, the design is absolutely fine. There are a few things that I would add if it was me. For instance, some social proof, but I'll touch on that in a minute. But yeah, like I said, any good web agency would have checked kind of the speed of the site. Usually it is to do with the size of the images. That's the most common problem, which is obviously why it's an easy fix. So for instance, this image here, if this hasn't been optimized, I will check whether it has been. I'll have to check after the video though, because I want to get through the list. So, like I said, it's usually the images. With WordPress, it is also to do with caching and also the way some of the code is laid out in the background. Well, I'm not going to go into that because it's quite technical, but it is an easy fix. The next point we look at is the SSL certificate. You've already sorted that, so that's fine. That's very good. Site security. I'm not sure whether you've got a security plugin installed. Some people actually hide, the plugins. Some developers hide it so you can't see. So you may already have it installed. It looks as if you haven't, which is obviously something that needs addressing. That is actually a free plugin that you can use on the site. Obviously, I won't mention what it is in the video because, other developers can steal that information. But that, again, is an easy fix. It's a free plugin, so it doesn't actually cost anything. The next thing is the GDPR policies and updates. So, there's no, or on my desktop, there's no pop-up kind of cookie acceptance box, such as this bar here, which is actually a legal requirement that you need to address, because if the ICO obviously stumble upon the site and it's not got it, you will get a warning, and in some cases, a fine. You can read up about that if you Google GDPR. Also, obviously, privacy policy and cookie policy, they need to really be links in the footer. They need to be visible on the homepage, at least. Such as that. Just like that. We've got all these policies that we can give you, and we can install them on your website as well. We've obviously bought the policies in from, we drafted a solicitor to obviously write them up, and we obviously know what information to put in them in regards to the cookies that your site will be utilising. So they are, all custom made. We're able to draft those for you and install them on your website for £50, which is obviously a very cost-effective solution, rather than getting your own drafted or even getting your own developers to do it. The next thing we look at is conversion optimization. Now, there's a few points in this, and I'll just quickly touch on them. Some of them you might like the idea of, some that you won't, but I'll just mention the 5 that we like to address, and the 5 that we think suit, most businesses. And if you can implement 2 or 3 of these, you will see the conversions of the traffic from your website definitely increase by at least a minimum of 20%, I'd say. In some instances, we've seen increases of up to 50, 60, 70% in the most extreme cases. But basically, the first one is a live chat facility. So if you can have someone in the office or, someone that's able to answer questions direct, because this is the number one feature of the site now that is increasing conversions massively. Most people, when they land on a website, they are going to still have some questions, and if you've not, I've landed on here, I can't find a frequently asked questions page. Obviously, some people will call you to ask questions, but it'd be much easier if there was a live chat facility, such as, I'll just show you a quick example. Oh, yeah, there it is. So they've got their chat with us now. These actually have someone who mans this, quite late as well. You wouldn't need to do that as long as you have it on in business hours. And if you weren't there, you can actually just have it to say leave a message, and you can reply obviously within an hour or whatever best suits your business. The next thing is social proof. So this is dependent on each business because obviously people use different platforms. Obviously, LinkedIn is a good platform for B2B. If you deal with, obviously, bigger clients such as, these companies here, then LinkedIn is better. If it's not security, that you're providing for personal security, I guess. I'm not really well up on the industry. But LinkedIn, obviously, would be good. I've not actually looked if you've got that. We can actually optimize the LinkedIn. You should be collecting reviews on LinkedIn. You should really be collecting reviews everywhere. I've checked the Google. Where is it now? Your Google listing. and there's actually no reviews on Google, which is a shame, because if you start collecting reviews, after you get kind of 5 or 6 reviews, you get these yellow stars, orange stars even, underneath your name, which obviously is a lot better for conversions. And we're able to help with that, and deal with the reputation management. We can actually increase people's reviews. Within 4 weeks, you could see a massive increase in reviews on all platforms, just by using email marketing outreach to an existing client base, perhaps. So the next thing's calls to action. I'd say your site's pretty good, covered there, and a lead magnet. So a lead magnet, again, this isn't really for everyone, but it's whether you want a pop-up on your website. So something could pop up and you can give someone a free guide. You should be collecting email addresses all the time through your website, and that's a good way to collect email addresses, by obviously offering. So you could even have a calculator on there to calculate how many, I don't know, security staff that may be needed for an event. If someone, so you could put in, for example, we've got an event, there's going to be 5,000 people, how many security would I need, and things like that. So answering kind of problems in the industry, and go down that route. We are able to look into this in a lot more detail. That's just a quick one off the top of my head, not even knowing the industry properly without speaking to you. I'm sure if I spoke to you for 10-15 minutes, I'd be able to come up with some even better ideas on that. So the next one is reviews on other platforms, so reviews.co.uk, Trustpilot and things like that. Again, there is an associated cost with that, so it might not be for you, but it is proven to convert into more customers. The next one is a really important one for me, and that's video. You've not got a video on the site, and video has been shown to increase conversions. There's been loads of studies done on that as well. Everyone shies away from it because they think it's really expensive, and you're going to have to get a camera crew out and voiceovers, and and that it's complicated, but it's really not. We're able to use kind of stock footage, professional stock footage, such as say one of the services you cater for is festivals. Then one of the bit of footage we can get from, we can get pieces of footage from our provider, and we can actually put together a really nice professional commercial cut video, using kind of this footage for around £300, using the stock footage, and obviously utilising your logo and maybe a case study, and that's even with a voiceover as well, using the scripts that you can obviously provide. If you want to talk about video, obviously there's so much more information to go into on that, but this is just a quick video. The next one is Albacross. We're nearing the end of the video now, but Albacross is, you install it on the website. There is a free trial that you can look at, and basically this collects all the information of people who visit the site and then obviously don't end up inquiring. So you're then able to, get in touch with these people and ask, we noticed you visited our website today. How can we help you with anything? Was there a reason why you clicked off our website? Did you not find the information we're looking for? And obviously that you can kind of see how powerful that could be. This is, this is a platform, so much more information to talk about on that. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. And obviously I'll talk, give you a lot more information over the phone about that. Hotjar is the last thing we're kind of recommending at the minute, in terms of, this is more geared towards obviously the marketing end of things, where we're trying to increase the conversions. And by utilising this application, we can see where people are obviously interested in the most areas of your website, and sometimes it actually can become kind of really obvious that some of the most important sections that are on your homepage, although we feel like, it's in a good order, sometimes you can find that the heat map will show that this section is the most popular. So obviously if that's the case, it would need moving up to the top of the page. So the most popular items should be, at the top of the page. and it just really helps in the structure of a website, because obviously